some really good news today. And no, Grantham did not respond to our hundreds of DMs. But the Glock 45 is finally complete. It is perfect now, and today I'm going to be going over what I've done to it to get to this point and the different renditions I went through along the way. So for a quick rundown of the build, for those that have not seen the previous videos on this Glock 45, we have a Holosun EPS MRS with a Radian Guardian, Radian Afterburner Ramjet combo. We have a Glock 19 slide, and then we have the CAGWorks extended slide release. I have a stock Glock trigger, Surefire X300 Turbo, and then the whole frame is Cerakoted in Sniper Gray by Dylan at Kuna Cerakote. So now I'm going to just go over what's changed since last time. The biggest changes are the stock triggers back in it before I had the Glock Performance trigger, and I'll go over why I did that. And then the light is different, as well as it is now Cerakoted and does not have Talon grip on the handle. So the reason for switching back to the stock trigger instead of the Glock Performance trigger, which I previously liked, was that over time and using my Factory 19 trigger on my other gun, I just realized that I just felt more consistent with the stock trigger. It's just what I'm used to. And then the other thing is on the Performance trigger, the little trigger safety would catch on the frame, giving me like a weird feel about half the time. And with the stock trigger, I've never had that issue, so it's back in there. And then the Surefire X300 Turbo, which we just made a video about that should be released last week. It is, unlike what I said previously, it is a definite upgrade from the Streamlight TLR1. After actually using it in a shoot house and at distance at night, this thing just has such a brighter center beam, and you can almost aim off the center beam, which is a huge seller for me. I love it. And while it does not have as much splash and it's less lumens, the penetrating light in the center of the beam is incredible. And for that reason, I went to this. Now, there are some downsides to this. The Streamlight TLR1 is very smooth on the bottom, which I grip very high on the front of the gun, and with this little latch on the Surefire X300, it's definitely a little less comfortable on my finger, and it's cut into me at the range, but the other benefits outweigh this, so I'm just dealing with it for now. I might throw some tape on there and make it a little softer. The other thing that I changed, as I just said, is that there's no more Talon grip or handle it grips on the handle, and that is just because over a bunch of time using it and going through 3 different grips, I just realized the durability is not the best on those. And also, if you're using a proper grip and gripping your gun in the right way, the grip tape doesn't really affect too much when you're actually shooting. It does feel better when you're sitting around playing with your gun, but this Cerakote done by Kuna Cerakote kind of gave it a better texture anyways, so I no longer need to run those grips. And now, since I'm going to run this as an appendix carry gun, I didn't want that grip digging into my stomach. So the reason I think this is now the perfect Glock 45 build is just because I have fixed all the issues that I ever had with this platform in a few different ways. So the first one was being the slide release. Because of the way my grip is on the gun, my palm of my left hand would always keep that slide release down so it wouldn't lock back on the last round, which was a big issue because then I'd go click expecting a boom and I wouldn't get anything, and then I'd be out, and then it would just delay my reloads. So now with this CAGWorks extended one, it's up and out of the way, and I no longer have that issue when gripping the firearm. Super nice, definitely worthwhile if you are having that issue. I think it's $50, which is kind of hefty in my opinion, but it makes a world of difference. And then the other thing is with the shorter slide, you get a little bit more recoil. It's a little bit snappier of a gun when compared to the 34 or the 17 or the 47. So putting that Radiant Afterburner on there just really brought the recoil down and was noticeably different. And people say that it's about the same as the 17 or the 47. I disagree. I think it still shoots better than those. So for the length, it's definitely worth it. It just changes the feel of the gun. It's much softer shooting. Follow-up shots are much easier to be accurate with the Radiant Afterburner, and we've put a lot of time in on it now, and my opinion has not changed. I love this thing, and I will have it on every gun I can. And then the Surefire X300 with that with that extremely intense center beam, it is just such a joy to use at night, especially inside because you get that super tight beam. You can aim off of the center of the beam, which is sweet. The mounting system is also super nice. It's just a thumb screw on this one. I opted for this instead of the quick release just because it seemed more durable, and I'm never going to take it off this gun anyways. And then the Cerakote is awesome. I do recommend Cerakoting your frames just because, as long as you have somebody that can do it the right way, just because it just gives it a awesome feel, and it kind of gets rid of that slickness that is very common on stock Glock frames. So it just kind of gives it a more tacky feel, which I love, but it's not like spray paint where it's just going to rub off. It's super durable. And then the EPS, I've now used this for a good amount of time, and it's had no reliability issues. The battery life is great. The different reticles are awesome. I only use the dot, but I love how they have a lock setting so you can't accidentally affect the brightness. And then if you want, they also have an auto darkening and auto brightening setting on here. So that's a pretty nice feature, but I just don't use it because when you're shooting at night, then your reticle's super dark, and when you're lighting something up, you can't see it. So I just lock it on the close to maximum brightness. So I do recommend the Glock 45 over the 19, or that's my preference at least, just because you're getting 2 extra rounds, you get a more comfortable handle, and it's not much more difficult to conceal this if you have a good holster. Speaking of, I've tried out tier 1s, the Axis Elite is my favorite, and I actually have one in the mail coming for this. And then with the Glock 45, you have still that shorter slide if you don't have a compensator, and even with the compensator, it'll fit all 17 holsters. So I do believe this would be my choice over a 47 or a 19. This is just the gun I always go to. It's kind of a do-it-all gun. It's big enough to open carry, but also compact enough to carry inside the waistband with general comfort. You can also throw a smaller light on here. This is just I just like the Surefire X300, and I also have a really small gun if I want more comfort, so this is just going to be my full size in the waistband carry. If you have any questions about this build, please let us know in the comments, or you can check out our previous videos on it. So we want to know what you would do differently if you were building this ultimate Glock 45 build, and what you do not like about this build. Let us know down in the comments. We love the community here, and the comments are always a great place. So let us know below. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and share. It really helps us out, and we'll see you in the next video.